Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Throwback podcast. I'm Mark from the Throwback Store. I'm here with Ginger Shaq in a prison cell. How's that and why did you get locked up?
For having too much fucking sauce.
I knew you was going to say that then. As soon as you said too much, I knew.
No, I got a bit fed up, so I decided to upgrade Chateau de D Shack.
Yes. New podcast set up pending. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah. It's just basically going to be like random sports posters and basketball jerseys and a stupendous amount of Funkos.
I do like a Funko. I do like the poster, the McGregor poster. And to be completely off basketball, it's at the right time because McGregor fights this weekend.
He does. And for us glorious European fans, that is a bit like I feel like I'm just trained for Atlantic sports.
Yeah.
Because I'm that used to watching basketball.
That you're up. You know how to time it.
Issue. Like I'm watching the prelims and then the prelims and then the main event.
Exactly. I'm off Saturday. I'm in work Sunday, so I'm going to miss the Euros, the final.
So am I.
I'm only in until 10, though, so it's not all bad. For anybody who doesn't know, for anybody who's lived under a rock, England have made it to the Euro finals. Going to be playing Italy on Sunday. The first time in 55 years, so the first time in mine and Ginger Shack's lifetime we've ever seen our team get to the final. Our country, anyway, get to the final. So, yeah, big deal over it. Big weekend for sport, really. You've got, obviously, McGregor. You've got the Euros, and then you've got, I think, Game 3's on Sunday as well. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at it, and, like, we're relatively spoiled for, like, just having top quality sport on for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, they have.
Like, obviously, we've got the Euros, and then I
the
think
Olympics.
Is it the Copa America final on Sunday as well?
Yeah, it is Argentina and Brazil.
No, I can't wait for stupendous amount of British English people to be off the wazoo.
Yeah.
I'd be watching that at 4:00 in the morning, eating a greasy kebab. And a big shout out to Stu. I'd like to think that he's got himself a prime vintage for Sunday. If he's watching it.
Yeah, I'd think so. I'd like to think Stu's got a nice red, like a nice
Rioja.
Yeah, or a Shiraz. Probably a Rioja, Stew. He looks like a Rioja drinker, to be fair.
Yeah, he does.
But he'll have something.
But basketball, that's why we're here. That's like the thing, isn't it?
Quiet, really.
Yeah.
And it feels a little bit anticlimactic to me. Like, it feels a little bit like an anticlimax. And I don't know whether that's because the Sixers aren't there or because the Lakers aren't there and there's not all the hype with LeBron. I don't know what it is. But it's been a great season. But the finals, I'm not bothered either way. And I think that's what it is. I'm not invested in either of these teams. So I'm not bothered who wins either way. And that, in a way, takes away from it because when you watch sport in your head, I don't know whether this is you, this is definitely me, whether it's sport, whether it's something like UFC or boxing, whichever one it is, in my head, I'm always picking one. Usually the underdog.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be a liar if I didn't say, I believe it. Put it this way. If it was the Lakers in the finals, 100%, I'm Team Bucks.
Yeah.
Because I want Giannis to get a championship. Straight up.
But because Chris Paul's over the other side, you're a bit like,
but because of like Book and the Suns, and they just probably shouldn't have done it, and they're nearly doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably the first time since I've really got into the NBA that I'm vying for the West.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm generally an Eastern Conference guy, so I'm usually, Raps against Warriors.
Yeah.
Miami Heat against, the Lakers last year.
I'm
probably
sure
the only time, even Cleveland versus the Warriors, like,
yeah, I'm sure
they won.
Like game 3. After tonight, I'll probably be a little bit more invested. I think as well what's taken away from it is the Euros. So I've been so invested in the football, and that's as most people know who are from England, that's all anybody spoke about now for the last 2-3 weeks is it's coming home. England are going to win the Euros, and we finally got to the final. So for me, that in a way is kind of taken away from the NBA finals as well. So that may be skewing my judgment on the finals. But I'm looking forward to tonight's game. If the Bucks win, then it's all open then, isn't it? It's one apiece, and then you go into game 3 Sunday. Like I say, most people will still be awake if England win the Euros. So I think Sky Sports will probably be on, and a lot of people will end up watching that basketball in the background, regardless if you want to or not, because everybody's still going to be awake.
See, that's the big question, though. Guarantee the NBA Finals is meant to be on Sky Sports main event. Yeah?
Yeah.
If England win the Euros, are they sticking it on Sky Sports Arena or something?
Possibly.
And just having, like,
Sky News on.
Do you know what I mean?
Possibly. That'd be the big... They'd probably put Sky News over all of them, won't they? Premier League, football, main event, and probably stick the basketball somewhere else, which isn't fair but at the same time, you've got to understand we're talking about 55 years here, the national sport. Like, I can understand why, but just kind of on the topic, but off the topic at the same time. Obviously, we're big jersey collectors, the pair of us.
Yeah.
And there's been some really good football jerseys in the Euros this year.
Yeah,
and I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, in the past, everybody, when the Euros comes around, especially people in England, you see them wearing this year's England shirt. But this year, you've seen throwbacks left, right, and centre.
Yeah, so I think it would have been. There was a site called Score Draw.
Yeah.
And they used to do all the retro Liverpool tops, Premier League tops, and England ones. And I bought a red, it must be like a 96 England one. Kind of like the shiny silky with the button. Yeah. And that would have been for, we're talking...
Peanuts.
Brazil World Cup. I wore it for that. And I forgot I had it. And it's been great to sort of see, like, people rocking the old school kits, like even the mad ones. Like, do you remember the reversible one?
Oh, mate, yeah. I tell you why. It was red on one side and blue on the other. Yeah. Tell you why I remember that. Because I was still in school at the time when they brought that out. And I thought it'd be a dead good idea. We used to do, like, a cross-country run every year. So we'd run all through, like, the area, all the way around. It was probably about a 10K. It was probably about 5 miles to run. And me, thinking I'd be clever, I wore this because it was the brand new kit. I'm going to wear this. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this run. Well, the badge on the blue side was made out of what I can only describe as sandpaper, right? And it fucking ripped me nipple clean off doing this cross-country run. Right. And I got back and I told my PE teacher, and he was like, have you never heard of jogger's nipple? And at the time I was like, fucking hell, heard of jogger's nipple? I've never ran that far. I'm like, I've never gone and done cross-country. And he said, yeah, there's a thing called jogger's nipple. Anyway, fucking took me nipple off this England badge on the inside. So I remember the reversible one.
I was actually talking to like the NBA UK fans guys, because we're on about England shirts, and I remembered and if anybody is listening to this and doesn't want to listen about football, I'd probably say skip the next 6 minutes. But I had the long sleeve. It was like the 66.
Yeah.
It was the 2010 World Cup, South Africa. Long sleeve, red, white collar, and whatever. Yeah. And the JJB Sports in my town.
Yeah.
Done a thing where you could print any name for a $5.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody that knows my full name will know that my second name's 11 letters.
Yeah, so you're getting your money's worth with that $5. And
so
I had 3 numbers as well.
So I even took the piss, and I sent my old dear in, and she got Dean Russell Crookshank on the back for a $5, right? But that JJB got rinsed.
I'm not surprised.
Corby is also known as Little Scotland.
Yeah, I remember.
So Celtic had a player called Jan Vennegar of Hesselink.
Yeah, they did. They did. He was like, was he Dutch? And he was like, was he like a prince or something, or like
something mad, right? But people, so like they were printing them shirts, like. Oh, but mate. I was laughing about it because I was like, these guys must have been the kings of printing shirts, of shaping a name.
Oh, mate, imagine shaping it like. It'd be like a circle around the.
It was like because I remember being raging because you couldn't get Crookshank on the back of an NBA jersey because they stop at 10 letters.
Oh, mate.
So, but no, but there has been like, it is nice to see it. And I think it's interesting that for a long time, we've wore retro NBA jerseys and they've been big money.
Yeah.
And one of the major brands that have locked into this, and you'll have seen it yourself being a United fan and Arsenal, has been Adidas.
Yeah.
Who have done like, if I didn't support a Premier League team,
the bruised banana jersey like last year, the Arsenal,
like absolute beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
the
tracksuits and things like that. And Nike kind of done it with the Nike Air Throwbacks. They done kind of like.
Well, we see
last year
the United one at the beginning of the beginning of the year this year when somebody wore the United zebra tracksuit. I remember having it on one of the podcasts. It's kind of crossing over. Whereas,
but I do think it's like it's quite interesting that we like, you know what I mean, like, but you know, Mitchell and Ness, for example, do you know, like throwback jerseys and things like that. And is there going to be somebody out there now that buys all the image rights to the logos and all of the shirt rights and goes, who doesn't want a 98 Ronaldo Brazil shirt?
Exactly, yeah.
Who doesn't want a 98 Zidane? Who doesn't want a Raul Real Madrid shirt? Who doesn't want, you know, a Cantona United shirt? Like, but it is kind of nice to see because sort of like it is that kind of next stage of
the culture.
Kind of the culture, like the culture of it and
definitely
and things like that. And obviously,
you seen basketball players talk about it. You seen Caruso talking about Saka yesterday. Why aren't they playing Foden?
Yeah, Nikola Vucevic was throwing shade at England. He was like, "Why are they saying it's coming home when it never has?"
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I think it was scumbag. Get out of Chicago.
Yeah, get out of town. But it's nice, and there's a lot of players that do that are. You see them. Like, I think, was it Josh Hart who shared the Mason Mount video?
Yeah.
And you're seeing it back and forth now, which is
and as we know, like a lot of the England lads are, they're hoops fans, like Sterling, Deckers,
yeah,
Mason Mount,
yeah.
Sancho. These guys, they watch the NBA because it's
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 a
there.
release.
Like,
Yeah, it's a release. They're
um,
seeing athletes at the top of the game, basically doing what they're doing, but just in a different
yeah.
way. That's all it is.
But while we're sort of like we're on about that, do you ever think that we will appreciate the basketball World Cup as much as we appreciate the football World Cup?
No, and just because, for instance, right? So let's go back to the World Cup. Yeah. So the World Cup final, you had France and you had Croatia. You go back to the Euros before that, you had Portugal and France, I think it was, wasn't it? And Portugal won. The World Cup before that, I think that was, did Germany win that one? I think it was. Germany played
Argentina.
Was it Argentina in the final? And then this year, we've got Italy and England. So what I'm saying is, it's competitive. International football is competitive. And unless you go back as far as like 98, 2000, when France dominated, and then Spain, when they dominated around about the 2008, 2010 era, since then, it's been and when I say dominated, I'm only talking winning 2 tournaments. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking dominating for a maximum of a 6-year period. Whereas the United States have dominated for the majority.
But they didn't win the last basketball World Cup.
No, they didn't. No. But what I'm talking about is if we look back over the last, let's say the last 10, how many have they won?
Yeah.
Probably the majority. Yeah. And I think that's the problem. I think because it's not that competitive, that's the issue we have with the Basketball World Cup and the Olympics and so on and so on. It's not competitive, so I don't think we'll ever get to that point where it gets that big. Yeah. For me personally, I don't know. Might be wrong.
I have to agree. I try, and I think as well, like the coverage of it, I try to sort of like pay attention to the last Basketball World Cup, and
the coverage is terrible. And finding it, so it ends up on like Eurosport in the UK. So yeah, it's just a bit mad.
It's difficult, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to kind of like have a positive vibe around the country about sport. We're hopefully coming out of the situation we've been in. This time next year, when we're on episode 100 or whatever, we'll be talking about this mad period that's irrelevant because,
and this time next year
anymore.
This time next year, we'll be talking about the World Cup final because that's next year. So we're straight over. And then talking of the Olympics, the Team USA team has been announced. I've seen Damian Lillard in his jersey before. He's wore number 6 because he was the number 6 pick, which was a nice little touch.
Tatum is rocking Kobe's number 10.
Is he? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. My man Zach Levine is repping. He's repping there.
Yeah. Simmons has chose to go to Wimbledon with Maya Jama than play for his country. So that's a bit mad. But Thibel's there with Australia, which is nice. I don't think the Sixers got a player in the USA team this year.
Is Tobias Harris playing in it?
I don't think so. I don't think he got picked.
Which is mad, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's...
obviously there is a massive amount of hype going around the country, the world, the movie,
Yeah.
have a new legacy.
Oh, it's everywhere now, isn't it? We talked about it last week.
Like, I woke up this morning.
We were on the cusp of it last week, but this week now, damn.
I woke up this morning to a notification from ASOS to tell me they had a Space Jam range.
ASOS have got a Space Jam range.
And I was buzzing, and then I looked at it.
Terrible.
Shite.
Somebody else has. I've seen something else before. Somebody else.
Like, I'm just getting fed up of everything to do with this Space Jam is tie-dye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, even the NBA, I got an email off the NBA store to say they're doing team-specific Space Jam T-shirts. But that's already been won. Like, Diamond Supply ruined that. Like, you're never going to have better.
No, Diamond Supply did a great job. I've got a Space Jam T-shirt somewhere that I got. I think I got it from Primark about 2 years ago. Yeah, just a random Space Jam T-shirt.
Obviously, I'm still going to go and see Space Jam.
Yeah, I'll be watching it.
I'll hopefully go and see it on the day it comes out, maybe.
I think I will do the same. Definitely. I'm looking forward to it in a weird kind of way now.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't ever not looking forward to it, but at the same time, I just kind of thought like...
yeah, it's a bit like...
Like, I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
If it's pish, I'm going to be like I'm going to sound bitter because I'm going to be like...
Told you.
Like, yeah. Whereas at the same time, like, it could win Oscars.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to say it's not better than
the original.
Because the original is my Space Jam. Like,
and yeah, that's ours. That's the reason I started playing basketball. That's the reason I did everything that I've done. So like, if I hadn't have watched that, then I wouldn't be here now, which is a mad.
Equally though, I am on a diet, but McDonald's are doing Space Jam toys.
Of course they are. They did last time.
I'm gonna just buy 10 Happy Meals and not even eat them just to get the toys.
Yeah, just do that. It's worth it. You sent me some Mitchell and Ness nonsense before.
I sent you 2 this week.
You did. You sent me one.
Other word.
You're getting a... What was the other one you sent me?
So the one I sent you today was...
Oh, no. Yeah, that one. Let's start with that one. Oh, yeah, you did send me one the other day as well.
Is what they're calling the Neapolitan range, which maybe I'm just a bit bitter towards it due to what's happening on Sunday, but...
It's just Italy flag, isn't it? It's just green and red on all your favourite jerseys. Gary Payton.
The only one it works on is the Sonics.
Yeah, because it's kind of like that anyway.
And the Bulls one just looks like they've gave up on like a Paddy's Day jersey.
Yeah, so the Neapolitan range is pants, and then just to make me week a little bit worse, you then go and send me this wildlife campaign.
We need to talk about this
though. Do we?
Right, the jerseys.
Don't do this.
Alfin.
Yeah. I'll tell you, all right. Well, I think the Miami shorts look all right.
Whereas I'm not mad with the shorts. I wouldn't wear them.
Oh, they're just shit, aren't they? They are. I'm sorry. Do you know what? I love swingman shorts. I said this on one of my lives the other day. Like, I love authentic shorts because the quality is insane, but they've not got pockets. So swingman shorts are the one. So I understand why they keep churning out this shite. But yeah, they've got pockets in them, so somebody will buy them just because it is what it is. But I don't like the 4 that I've got in front of me here now are a Dennis Rodman with an animal print, like leopard print red and black.
Which mildly makes sense based on kind of that haircut that we all remember.
Yeah, but then you've got Shaq, Ray Allen, and Alonzo Mourning. The Alonzo Mourning jersey, if you want an original, I've got an original on the Throwback store right now. A medium from 1998, Nike Authentic. So if you want
the Lakers one for me just looks like it'd pop up in a Snoop video.
Yeah, and that's it, and that'll be the last time you see it. But yeah, I'm not into them. I think they're terrible, every one of them. So apart from the Heat shorts, could potentially see myself in them.
Potentially the Bulls shorts, just because I got the Bulls logo on, and that with like a Rodman tee. If you're feeling spicy.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's that. So what I'm going to do now is go into questions, because I think we had some questions this week. Milko Sterev, who's not been in the fold for a minute, sent a question saying he just saw an article that said that the Sonics could replace the Timberwolves for next season. Thoughts? I don't think it's going to happen, but the way the Timberwolves are... Oh, saying that, though, they've got Anthony Edwards now, haven't they? So it's looking up a little bit over there in Minnesota. I'd love the Sonics to be back. So, yeah. But I don't think Minnesota is the team to replace.
No. Like, they'll be around. Like, saying that, they're due to be... Well, they were looking at being bought, weren't they, by A-Rod, like the baseball player, and a consortium. But I don't want any team to go, but I just want the Sonics back.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. So bring the Sonics back and then bring somebody else in so it evens it up. Just make another franchise.
Which will probably be in Vegas.
Yeah, like bring in LA, a Vegas franchise, and bring the Sonics back, and everybody will be happy. Another question. This was Melvi dropped me an inbox on Twitter saying there's a tweet that got loads of people talking, which was bring back the sunburst Suns jersey for the finals, because obviously the last time they got to the finals, Charles Barkley wore the sunburst Suns jersey. Nah, blah. So he asked our opinion on that. So we'll get your opinion first. I'll give my opinion, and then I'll give Melvi's opinion, what he had to say about it.
Okay, my opinion is nice jersey. They didn't win a championship in it, though. Why wear something that, quite frankly, is synonymous ultimately with failure?
Perfectly put. Perfectly put. I don't need to say any more. You've just hit the nail on the head for me as well. This team's got its own identity. And the Valley jersey, Rally the Valley and all this stuff is their new thing. So, yeah, let's just leave it be. Melvi says he'd have been okay with it if the team had brought it back through the season.
Yeah.
The equivalent of me talking about the Sixers jersey last year. If they'd have brought that back through the season, great. But he says ultimately, similar to what I said, the team's got its own identity now. So leave them to it. They don't make the finals all that often. Let them wear the jersey. It's worked up to now. It's a good omen. It is what it is. Let's do that. So I agree with Melvi on that question. On that question and answer. Stu's question of the week is as follows.
Stu's question of the week.
Thank you. So, Stu's question of the week is... What are you laughing at? He said he had a laugh with last the last pod. He said it got him good. Some of the Space Jam gear is absolute fire. A finals-based question. Give me a starting 5 from each side over the last 20 years. I want a Michael Redd shout here. They've both had some good players. Don't forget the hero, B. Jennings, either. 20 years. Well, Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire. Are you putting Steve Nash before Chris Paul?
Yeah, he won MVPs.
Yeah, so Steve Nash, shooting guard. It's got to be Book.
Yeah,
it's got to be small forward. Were you Leandro Barbosa? I'll tell you, Sean Marion.
Yeah.
Sean Marion and his finger. Then we put Amari Stoudemire at the 4.
Okay. Big man. Who you going for the big man?
Ayton.
No.
Boris Diaw.
Tyson Chandler.
Oh, here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking on gas. Now we're cooking. I'd still take Ayton, but who am I?
Probably, but I just...
Bucks, now we're talking now.
Are we, though? In the past 20 years?
Point guard. Sam Cassell.
Has that been in the past 20 years?
Definitely. Let me see.
Because point guard, I'm saying Drew Holiday.
No. Let me see when Sam Cassell played for the Bucks. You might be right. You might not have been. I might just be really old.
We're talking 2001.
2003. He was there until.
All right. Okay. Fair.
3-time champion. So I'm going with Sam Cassell at the point. 2 guard. Ray Allen.
Yeah, it's not even a question, is it?
All day. 3. Were we playing Giannis?
See, I'm prepared to play him at the 3.
You're prepared to.
But then I think it also makes it very dry for the 4th and the 5th.
Yeah. Put him to the 4 and put Glenn Robinson at the 3. Big dog.
Past 20 years?
Definitely. Let me see. Definitely. Surely Glenn Robinson. He was there when Ray Allen was there. Maybe he'd gone to...
Ray Allen was a rookie, though, when he was at the Bucks as well. Wait, is Ray Allen there?
Oh, 2002. He was there until... So okay. we can... Ray Allen was... Don't keep doing this. I'm sure Ray Allen was there until about 2003, and then he went to the Sonics. 2003, and then he went to the Sonics.
He's just made it.
Yeah, he's just creeped in. And centre.
It's got to be Brook Lopez.
I knew you was going to say that. I can't. Do you know what, though? What else can you do? Because Ray Allen, Big Dog, Sam Cassell, they got to the semis. Got beat by the Sixers when they got to the conference finals. So that's the last good team they've had, really. What about... Oh, wait a minute.
San Ilyasova.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even thinking of it. I was thinking of centres.
Do you know I made the mistake of... there was a little Twitter...
Was it Larry Saunders who played for him as well?
Might have, yeah. There was a little Twitter rumor going about Jimmy Butler and a certain ESPN employee who's a bit of a dickhead. And it just vaguely popped in that apparently what Jimmy potentially did, Ehsan Ilyasova was also doing whilst in the bubble.
Oh, okay. Ilyasova.
I know, right?
Strange. But anyway, Larry Sanders. Do you know who we've missed? OJ Mayo. OJ Mayo. What a player. He's not in the team, but just what a guy. Let's just not remember that he's a drug addict.
One of the few players to be permanently banned from the NBA.
OJ Mayo.
Yeah.
It's what it is. I think he's probably smoking crack or something, money. It seems.
Yeah. It was drug violations.
Yeah.
Although I think his drug violation was cannabis.
Oh. Yeah, he's probably dealing it though. Who knows? Who knows? But to get banned, this is what I was taught. There was a player from the Bull Raptors got banned the other day, and they've banned him for a year. And if you're getting banned for life, it must be serious.
I think it's because he'd ran out of strikes.
Oh, so it's like a 3-strike.
He'd had 3 bans for
okay. So that makes a little bit more sense.
And then they ultimately just went,
nah,
fuck off to the Shenzhen Sharks.
Go make more money there.
Yeah.
I think that's us done with question time. Players with the number 39.
I'm gonna Google it now.
Who's this? Do you know who this is?
Don't know who plays for the Sixers, so it'll be Pish.
Well, no, he's not Pish. Actually, he should have been an all-star this year, in my opinion. He just missed out, and I think he's on Team USA. I might be wrong, but I think he's on Team USA.
Is it Jeremy Grant?
It is Jeremy Grant. Yeah, is he on Team USA?
I think he is.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant. It's his rookie jersey.
So I'm going to go players at War 39, Greg Ostertag for the Utah Jazz.
Great answer. And Dwight Howard, I think, were for the Sixers.
And the Lakers.
Yeah. So
he won a championship in
number 39. There you go. Brilliant. Fantastic. Right, I think we're done. Next episode is a big one. We've got a special guest. We're not going to tell you who that is just now. We're
going international.
We are going international. So I'm looking forward to that. And thanks for the questions this week, which were brilliant. Please, more questions. We love the questions. And that's the point.
We will obviously respond to any questions post this pod on episode 41.
Yes. So any questions that kind of come, the next pod, we've got a guest on, so we won't bore him or her with them with the questions, because they're not going to be.
We can't say too much about who the guest is, but let's just hope the Wi-Fi is good in Tokyo.
Yes. So keep the questions coming. We'll answer them. I appreciate all you following, all that good stuff. We're still moving. The subscribers are still moving on the pod on YouTube. So appreciate anybody who's new to the podcast. And we shall see you on episode 40. It's coming home. Peace. Oosh. That's staying in that.